Hey everyone, welcome back to the long-awaited Stats and ECs video. I know a lot of you guys have been requesting this video since I posted my college decisions reactions video, and if you haven't watched that yet, you should go check it out. It's the video before this and it's on my channel. So in today's video, we're just going to go over my stats and ECs that helped me get into all of the colleges that I got into this past cycle. And yeah, let's get right into it. So first, for some background, I am an Asian American female living on the East Coast. I go to a pretty competitive high school with the International Baccalaureate program, and my class size is around 600 students. I'm looking like off to the side because that's where my notes are. And yeah, the IB program is very competitive. Maybe not so much the rest of the school. And our school does not do ranks, so we don't have any valedictorians or any sort of stuff like that. And even though we're an IB World School, our school does offer a lot of AP classes, and I did take advantage of that. I'm not taking any APs this year because my schedule is packed with IB courses. Yeah, that's pretty much all for background. You can just comment some additional questions down below. Now let's go on to my stats, which I would say is the most exciting part of any of these videos. I always looked forward to this section whenever I watched videos like these myself. So in terms of grades, I'll just display all the classes I took on the screen because it's low-key tedious just going through all of the classes that I took through all of my years in high school. But all you need to know is up until I submitted my mid-year transcript after all of my college apps were due, I did have straight A's. Hopefully I get straight A's this quarter too, or this semester. It's not really looking good right now, but I'm pretty confident we're going to get our grades up this semester. Senioritis hasn't hit that hard yet. In terms of my GPA, I have a 4.0 unweighted GPA and I have a 4.97 weighted GPA. Now onto my test scores. I'm going to include both of my AP and IB test scores as well as the SAT and ACT. So in my freshman year, I took two APs. I took AP US Government and I self-studied AP Computer Science A Java. And I got a 5 on both of those. And then in my sophomore year, I took 5 APs. I took Stat, Micro, Macro, Chinese, and US History. I got a 5 on all of those except in US History, which I got a 4 on. And then in my junior year, I took 5 exams, 3 APs, and 2 IBs. I took AP Calc BC, AP Bio, AP Physics C Mechanics, IB History SL, and IB Chinese Language B SL. I got a 5 on AP Calc BC with a AB subscore of a 5. I self-studied Bio and I got a 5. And I pretty much kind of self-studied mechanics and I got a 4. And then for both of my IB exams, I got 7s on them. Now, in my senior year, I have 4 upcoming exams. The first one, which is in 10 days currently. I'm taking IB Physics HL, IB Bio HL, IB English Language and Literature HL, and IB Math Analysis Statistics Calculus HL. So 9 days of testing upcoming. Now on to the SAT and the ACT. I took the SAT twice. The first time I got a 1480 and I wasn't really happy with that, so I retook it and I got a 1550. I got a 750 reading, writing, and an 800 math. And I also thought, why not just take the ACT? So I did that once and I got a 36 composite. I got a 35 on English and 36 on maths, reading, and science. And also let me know if you guys want another video talking about tips and tricks that helped me get the scores that I got in my AP exams and also my standardized testing, because I know it was a really stressful time for me and watching videos like these helped tremendously. That brings us to today's sponsor, Park Tutoring. As you can see, I'm on a student dashboard right now, created just for me. And here are some tests and homeworks that are assigned to me. If I go to the sidebar, there's also tabs where I can click on for easy access to all of these forms. So let's say I go into punctuation quiz, right? So here's all of the punctuation quizzes that are assigned to me. I go into one of them and I can just fill out the test and get graded on, and then I can meet with my tutor to discuss what I should work on. So if I want to go to my test, I'm going to go to the test bar and I'm going to click on the test that is assigned to me. These are full practice tests, so if I click into start test, as you can see, it's really similar to the quizzes, except this is a full test format and I'm in module 1 of the SAT practice test number 2 of section 1, which is reading and writing. Like I said, SAT and ACT tutoring played a major role in me pretty much getting a perfect score on the ACT, and Park Tutoring has tutors from highly prestigious schools like Harvard. So if you go to parktutoring.com and you use code Jessica150, you can get $150 off of every single purchase. And even though the diagnostic test says it's $1, if you still use that same code, you can take the diagnostic test completely for free. So be sure to go check out parktutoring.com and explore all the services that they offer. Now let's go into my awards or honors section. And in the common application, I don't think you're required to list 5 awards, but I filled up the 5 slots. And as you'll see, for some of them, I kind of put multiple awards in one blank. So, for example, for the first one, I got the President's Volunteer Service Award Gold in 9th grade, and also the Certificate of Meritorious Service Award in junior year. So those two are both community service related, so I just grouped them up together. For number 2, I put the Maryland Seal of Biliteracy, which I got during my sophomore year, and also the AP Scholar with Distinction that I got both my sophomore and junior year. And also I put PSAT Commended Scholar from my junior year, which I got a 1470 out of 1520 on. So as you can see, I kind of grouped all 3 of these awards together. 1, because I had the space to do so in this singular slot, and 2, because all 3 of them are academic related. So I thought, why not just put them together? Now, third, this is where my business related award came in. I got first place at the DECA Startup Business Plan event competition from our state career development conference, which I got my junior year. And also, I included the second place DECA Finance Operations Research event from State Career Development Conference that I got my sophomore year. So that one was business related, and as you can see, I'm trying to vary things up a bit with my awards. And for the fourth one, I included a music award. I put that I was the grand prize or the best performer in the AMMA Metropolitan Classical Music Festival, and it was a national award, and getting the best performer basically I feel like really stood out. And for my last award, it's sports related. I did volleyball all 4 years of high school. So I put that we were the state, county, division, and regional champions from my sophomore year. And we also received the Cook Sportsmanship Award in my sophomore year. So those are my honors slash awards. And now let's get on to the extracurriculars. All right, so starting off strong, I was Maryland parliamentarian and chapter president of Future Business Leaders of America. And basically, what I did is I helped lead the organization on a statewide level across both middle school and high school. And I helped organize statewide business conferences while also developing competition preparation materials and resources for the students to use. I also helped lead different workshops and panel discussions. And I was part of FBLA my sophomore, junior, and senior year. For my second EC, it was the club that I founded called the Biomedical Seminar and Health Club, which I founded my junior year. And Basically, I just appointed myself founder/president, and I led monthly meetings for my club members, basically just inviting guest speakers from universities across the nation and having them through an online Zoom meeting just share about their expertise in biomedicine and their experiences, and also how students can become involved. So that was pretty fun, actually. I gained a lot of new knowledge about leading a club and also how to build something from the ground up. And number three, I am the editor in chief of the Montgomery County Student Newspaper, which I started helping in my sophomore year. I started as a writer, and then I became a section editor, and then I was appointed editor in chief. There was no formal application process. They just literally emailed me one day and was like, "Yo, do you want to be editor in chief?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So yeah, basically help lead the newspaper. And number four, which is also part of my awards, I was the middle blocker in my school's volleyball team. And I was part of JV my freshman and sophomore year. And then I was put on varsity my junior and senior year. And I also put that I'm an assistant coach at youth volleyball clinics under the same section. Number five is a service related extracurricular, and I basically helped with this Chinese cultural center. I was a speaker, an artist, and a writer. I helped publish a book that promoted Chinese American history throughout the US and Canada. And I basically went around like on virtual meetings with the rest of the students who also participated in this project, just talking about my experiences and what I learned. And I guess the main highlight of this was obviously putting out a book and also being able to speak in front of a huge group of Chinese Americans at the United Chinese Americans Conference in Washington, D.C. this summer before my junior year. And so I logged 100 plus service hours with this organization, which is also how I received the Gold President Service Award when I was in ninth grade. So I was part of this most of my high school career, from mainly from freshman to junior year. I wasn't that involved this past year, but I still put I was kind of involved because I did join a few of the meetings that they hosted. Number six, this was a very general category. I put that I am a performer, instructor, and composer in both flute and orchestra. So I said that I played flute for 8 years. I was part of Maryland Classic Youth Orchestras for 4 years. My school's pit orchestra for 3 years. I have been a private tutor for students, and I performed at senior centers and nursing homes. So obviously I started when I was in 4th grade, and this has been going along all throughout my high school career. So I put that I was part of this all 4 years of high school. In number 7, I said that I was a chapter mentor and advisory board member of DECA. This was mainly chapter based because I didn't do any statewide leadership. But basically, what I did was I helped mentor 3 students in their competition, and I worked alongside the corporate outreach team to help secure sponsorships with local companies. And all that entailed basically was just finding possible organizations that we could reach out to and adding them onto a list. But as you saw in my awards section, I was a 2-time international qualifier, so I also included that in the EC section. And I was part of DECA my sophomore and junior year. And number 8, it is also a service related extracurricular, and I kind of combined multiple into one. I said that I was a newsletter editor in chief and also a volunteer of multiple organizations. And I put a little colon, and then afterwards I put We United Foundation and Mana Food Bank. In the description, I put I created monthly newsletters to highlight volunteer impact, and it was mainly for the We United Foundation because I joined as the newsletter editor in chief after applying for that position. And along with the We United Foundation, I also helped serve food and face paint at the Ronald McDonald House of Charities. And with the Mana Food Bank, I packaged 240 plus food kits for the homeless. And those 2 events I did my junior and senior year. Number 9 is work related. I put that I was a dental insurance intern at one of my local dentists. And basically, I just helped manage patient files and also helped answer the phone, helped patients schedule, and also just overall supported daily administration in the office and helping out with the front desk. And this was the summer before my senior year. And in number 10, I would say this was just kind of a filler because I heard people say that colleges like to see how diverse you are outside of just purely extracurriculars. So I put that I was a family support helper and I assisted with caring for my younger brother, helping him with homework, practicing his cello, and I also walked the family dog and helped with household gardening and cleaning. I maybe went a little bit overboard with that description, but I do feel like those things did take up a bit of my time. So I put that I did this all 4 years of high school. So those were my 10 extracurriculars. I also have a little bit of advice for any high schoolers and also seniors that are currently entering the college application process. I have 5 pieces of advice, so here they are. Number 1, I would say to create a master document and just basically have that document saved in your personal drive or a folder, and in it include everything that you did since your freshman year of high school, and just keep adding on to it as these years progress, because when you look back on all the things that you did, I guarantee you there's going to be some stuff that you don't remember when you're writing your college applications. So it's best to start keeping track of them on a document, and it'll make the college application process and finishing all the extracurriculars and all the awards so much easier. Number 2 is just don't be afraid to try new things, even if you embarrass yourself. So I actually have a horror story for this. I literally just look back and laugh at it now, but at that time, it was super embarrassing. However, I was putting myself out there, and if I hadn't, then it wouldn't have been a learning experience for me. And I took advantage of FBLA. I actually started FBLA really late in my sophomore year. I pretty much did very minimal extracurriculars my freshman year, other than volleyball and art and some other stuff. But so I started FBLA pretty late. However, I did take advantage of all the opportunities that that organization offered me, and I'm really grateful for all the stuff that I was able to experience with that organization. It became the biggest extracurricular for me in high school, so I would just say to put yourself out there and try new things, even though it may seem really intimidating. Number 3 is everything will be okay in the end. I really wish I had trusted this piece of advice when someone told me this, because I really wouldn't have applied to 27 colleges. I would never put anyone through the amount of stress and pressure that I was through. And even now, just looking back, oh my goodness, like the start of my senior year all the way until early January, I was literally, I don't even know how I survived. Oh my god. You are going to end up in a good place. And if you're stressing about it, that just goes to show how much potential that you have. Just work hard and do the best in what you're passionate about, and everything will turn up okay, like they did for me. Number 4 is to have a passion and a goal. It can be anything that you, so you really want to pick something that you want to do, like genuinely want to do in your life, and go at it full force in high school. If you're unsure like me, you obviously can explore like I did. I did a lot of art, I did a lot of writing, I did some science and tech, and then I did business, and I basically just really landed on business and technology at that point, and I just kept going at it. So really dig your head in at what you do best and invest your time and energy in that. And obviously, like with extracurriculars like sports and music, it's also still really good to continue those because it just shows consistency all throughout your high school career. Number 5 is to lock in, but don't lock everyone out. I really fell victim to this, and I fell into this really deep hole during the early cycle when I got deferred from all those colleges, and I just isolated myself from basically, I would say, so many people around me. Like they would want to go out and I'd be like, no, like I actually want to lock in. But really just enjoy this time and just and even if you can't, try your best to enjoy your time, because you don't stay a high school senior forever. Alrighty guys, that's basically wraps. I mean, I went through my stats, ECs, and awards, and also some advice for you high schoolers and also high school seniors. So just comment down below any further questions that you have, or DM me on Instagram at Jessica Yao. And have an amazing day, my lovely babies.